Hello, hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Please say hi in the comment section and let me know where you are joining me from. Oh my goodness, today is a beautiful day. Summer is here. It's very sunny. It's very beautiful out there. Hi everyone, my name is Flora Daisy. I am a digital accessibility expert and founder at Linoratech. Linoratech is simply a company with the value and mission to support and help tech leaders and professionals easily create inclusive and accessible experiences for everyone, including clients, consumers, or employees with visible and invisible disability. And we help in the digital space, meaning website, application, and digital document. I mean, if you have been using PDF or PowerPoint presentation, you know that you have to make sure that these documents are inclusive and accessible to all. Now, let me describe myself because in the audience, sometimes we have people with low vision or people who are blind. Hey, I am a black woman. I am always smiling, or some people will say I always laugh. I just lost the earring. There you go. You have it. Things sometimes happen. It's crazy, right? So I'm actually rocking my poofy natural black hair, which is short in general. I am wearing a white blouse, and yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, I'm describing myself enough for you to have a vision, an idea of my identity. Now, I love when you guys are saying hi in the comment section, so don't feel shy. This is an inclusive session. It is live, so if you put your comments, if you put your questions, or if you put your thoughts in, I will be able to see them. So I want you to feel free to engage with me. I see George here. Hi, George. From Washington, D.C. said hi. Oh, I'm so happy you're here, my friend. I see also Jenny. Jenny, how are you doing? I'm so excited you're here as well. She said, hi, Flora. So excited to be here. I'm super pumped. And again, if you have any question at any point in time, feel free to just drop your question in the comment. If you see something that validate your thoughts, give me a thumbs up, give me a reaction. And don't forget to share this amazing episode with people in your network. You know how I roll. I see George said hi back. Oh my goodness. And see Ariel is here from Argentina. Hi Ariel. I'm super happy that you're here. All right, so let's talk about today's topic, which is about the fact that you can use authenticity as a key to create accessibility success. And I really want to go through 3 points, although I can talk a lot about accessibility, you know me. I want to probably just explore 3 points today, and then we can explore some more next time. But first of all, what do you think authenticity, what is authenticity for you? Can you just give me a definition in the comment? Again, don't feel shy, just drop whatever you want. For me, really, authenticity is about, showing up, in a very genuine way. It's about showing up in a way that allow people to feel, respected, appreciated, and it's also about showing up with your true self. But that's what I think. I could be wrong, but please share your own comment in the section and let me know what does authenticity means to you. So I see Sam. Hi, Sam. I'm super happy you're here. I love Sam. She's an inclusive leader. We have been working together. She's just an incredible person. Sam, I'm so happy you're here today. So let me know. Don't feel shy. Listen, don't feel shy. Share in the comment what you think authenticity is. So I see Janae said showing up as your best self in the moment. Oh gosh, this is so true. I think that sometimes people feel like they have to be more, but really in the moment is important. Just be you. And know that people will appreciate that. You don't always have to change who you are unless you're trying to grow. Okay? At least that's again is my thought. But please again feel free, not shy, to drop your comment. All right. So definitely authenticity is all about just showing up authentically and also genuinely and allowing more people to do the same. Now, I think that is very, very important that leaders show up with authenticity. Yes, it's important. And why is this important? Especially for accessibility, disability, diversity, leadership, you know, equality. It's really, really important. So one of the things that I know for sure is that whenever a leader show up authentically, with authenticity, the organization can really benefit from this identity. The organization can really benefit from this direction. For example, I was reading just recently an article from Microsoft CEO. I will probably misspell his name, but you know what? I can actually share this article if that's okay with you. You know, I like to read article and why not sharing with you. So his name is let me see. I don't want to make a mistake. So here you should be able to see this web page. So I am talking about Satya Nadella. Hopefully that's how you pronounce his name. So one article from Forbes, which I am showing right now, did mention that Satya Nadella is one great inclusive leader at Microsoft. And I was really surprised about what the article shared, you know. And one of the reasons why Satya Nadella is actually a very authentic, inclusive leader is also because Satya has to raise a kid with a disability. So once he was the CEO of Microsoft, he did, collaborate with other incredible people in the space to make sure that his vision for inclusion and accessibility trickle throughout the organization. And I felt that was quite important. As a matter of fact, in the article, it says by positioning accessibility as a leadership priority and investing in building capacity with the full support and resources of senior leadership, Microsoft has created an environment where inclusion is not just a buzzword, but a fundamental aspect of its culture and operation. There's a lesson here for all business leaders. When senior executives authentically commit to disability inclusion, it sets the tone for the entire organization. Ah, goodness, what do you think about this article? I mean, when I read it, I was like, wait a minute, I love it. I love it. And that is so true. I've worked with incredible organization over the years. I mean, I have been in accessibility for quite some times. I've worked with incredible organizations over the year. They hire people like me to come and support the team. But you will notice that the priority was set just on, you know, expert in accessibility or accessibility testers and the managers. Sometimes the leaders didn't really fully understand what was the impact benefit of having a more inclusive, accessible organization. And so some of the recommendations that we shared in this organization did not really move forward. just because the leaders did not understand the value of accessibility. So really, when a leader move forward in a very authentic way, in a way that is genuine, in a way that is accepting diversity, inclusion, disability, and so much more, you can see the reflection of this leader vision and mission throughout the organization. And this is fantastic. I will even tell you a story. A few days ago, I won't tell you more details, but a few days ago, I had a chance to present some content on accessibility and diversity and disability with a group of fantastic people, just to showcase what is the value, the impact of the service that is provided around accessibility. And I said this statement at the end of the presentation. I said, in my experience, a lot of clients feel like they don't have customers with disabilities, they don't have employees with a disability. And I said, but 70% of people with disabilities have invisible disabilities. And I said it's important that everyone embrace inclusion, accessibility, diversity, regardless of people having, a representation in the company or not. We don't know what we don't know. And some disabilities, for example, are not visible. And when I left the audience with that statement, one of the leader came over. She took the microphone and she thanks us for the presentation. And this is what she did. She said, Florent, thank you so much for this last statement. I want to ask my team, and it was a little bit of, it was a little crowd. She said, do you know someone, or are you someone who had challenges hearing? Are you hard of hearing, or are you deaf? And she has been asking this question to the audience just to see what will happen. And she said, raise up your hand if you know someone who has a disability related to hearing. And almost 70% of the room just raised up their hand. I was mesmerized. And then she asked another question about color blindness. Again, almost 60 to 70% of the room just raised up their hands. And I was like, wow, I wouldn't be able to tell by looking at that room that they have a connection with people with disabilities, or they might actually have a disability. So you have to be an inclusive leader to take that chance and bring the awareness for everyone. When she did that, people were looking in the room and they felt understood. They felt like they belong. I'm pretty sure that some of them may not have even disclosed that information to one another, but it was such a powerful moment. And then it made me feel like, yes, a leader has to be authentic. A leader has to use authenticity to share and connect the team together with the cause of accessibility, disability, diversity, inclusion, and so much more. It's not about just creating policies and bringing skill or training. It's about also allowing the human connection between people. I mean, I can talk on and on about it, but let me know your thought. Do you think that leaders should be embracing authenticity when it comes to accessibility and disability inclusion? Let me know in the comment. Now let's talk quickly about, oh gosh, I definitely can talk on and on about this subject because it's just one of my favorite my favorite subject to talk about. But let's move on with point number 2. So with point number 2 is really about embracing design authentic design, genuinely, that is providing access to everyone. So one of the things that I've noticed during my own experience and talking with, again, different leaders or professionals in inclusion and accessibility has been that accessibility is hard, and also accessibility is not great for design, and so on. Some people told me we don't even have the budget for that, or it's just delaying the whole process. Oh gosh, what kind of challenge or what kind of comment or pushback have you heard around accessibility and design? I'm just curious, just in case if you know anything, can you share in the comment as well? I see Ariel said, absolutely yes. Leaders need to be moving forward as authentic as much as possible. They should be learning, knowing, embracing accessibility, inclusion. I think that is important. Without having, the support of inclusive and authentic leaders, it can be hard to move in the right direction and create success in accessibility. I've got a lot of pushback by some people, and I feel like if leaders were embracing more accessibility and understanding the need for accessibility, those pushback would have been maybe lower and easy to manage. But it is what it is. But I'm so happy that you can see that there is a value for leaders to have a better understanding around inclusion and accessibility. So when I was sharing about the design for accessibility, one company came to mind. That company is Apple. Now, I am not saying that I am promoting Apple products because, to be honest with you, I don't really carry Apple products myself. I do have an iPhone that I use occasionally, and I have an iPhone that I use for the work. But Apple products have been known to be so much inclusive and accessible. I mean, I can tell that the design has been created with inclusion and accessibility in mind from the get-go. You will notice in many of the Apple product, like an iPhone or the MacBook and so on, you will notice that there are a lot of accessibility features built in the product from the get-go. I mean, if you're taking a PC, a Microsoft PC. There are features, but you can tell that there are a few things you have to pull elsewhere, like a screen reader. Apple already have a built-in screen reader, like the voiceover. You can take the Apple book, MacBook, or you can take the iPhone. There is a screen reader already in. They have incredible features that allows you also to customize the size and font. They have, I mean, gosh, I'm not going to list everything here, but you understand fully what I'm saying. I wish many other products could have been the same. Like we see a lot of products like app products or even website, and they're not really providing many features. Providing options can empower everyone, and those options can be actually essential for people with disabilities. I see a few comments, let me read them. So Ariel said, some leaders said to me, we don't make apps for blind people. Ooh, gosh, that made me feel like an alien. Oh my goodness, Ariel, I am so sorry that you heard that from I would probably say maybe an ignorant leader. Um, Being ignorant is not a bad word. It's just that the person awareness is not to a certain level. I am ignorant of a lot of things, and I'm saying being ignorant is not a bad word, but being open to learn something new from people that are surrounding you, employees or customers, is a good thing. Open mind can allow people to level up and create incredible, innovative solutions that can actually set the company apart and very, very competitive. You know, Ariel, I am so sorry that you heard that from this leader. It's sad. What do you think, guys? I definitely think that it's really sad. I see Sam also said, I heard people say it's expensive or they are worried about getting it wrong at the start, but it's such a chance to be creative. Oh, yes, Sam. Here is one thing that one of my coach told me a long time ago. Flora, when you fail, you are failing because you are trying something new. Yes. And when you try something new, there is a possibility to fail. But if you are getting something right all the time, you are probably not pushing far enough. You are not exploring something new. So, really, failing shouldn't be like, that bad thing. It should be embraced. I don't know why we have such a definition of failing. Failing in something doesn't mean that we are a failure, but I can see how people can be very concerned about their image or their impact in the company, and failure could mean a lot to them. And that's why I think that, again, a leader who is authentic, who is embracing inclusion and accessibility, and leader with an open mind can help the organization embracing failing from time to time. Take a chance. Like Sam said, take a chance to be creative. You don't know what you can build, you know? Everything that we see in this world, the airplane, the TV, I mean, going in the space, it wasn't a smooth transition. It wasn't. There were a couple of failures on the road. They might not advertise those, but they were, you know? So, really, embracing failures as a feedback mechanism, it's something that really I encourage everyone to take a chance in. You know, it can be leaders, it can be professional, it can be anybody at any point in time, even the kids that we are raising. I mean, I have two little ones, 7 and 9 years old. I am encouraging them to fail and to succeed. Failure is just a feedback. And I'm trying to teach them that when they fail at something, they are not a failure. They just failed at something. Ah, thank you, Sam, for sharing. I love it. Again, guys, if you hear something that resonates with you, give me a thumbs up. Share this episode with more people. I want us to be more aware of the fact that we can all create a more inclusive world, a world that will benefit everyone, including ourselves. Having a disability is not an if situation, it's when we are aging, we might have a disability. We might lose the ability to see, to hear, to talk, or something else. So, creating things with options right now is really helping everyone, including ourselves. I see someone here. Oh gosh, on the my platform, I'm not able to see your name, but let me see if I can track you down. It says LinkedIn users, and it says failure is just a feedback. Great frame. Ah, yes, definitely. I am trying to track you down on my other side. Yes, Kathy, I found you. Thank you for sharing, Kathy. Love it. So let's talk quickly about this last point that I want to share. I don't know, for some reason, time is always going so fast when I'm having a great conversation with you guys. But let's talk about that last point. So, the last point that I want to bring to your attention is really about creating an environment a workplace environment that is inclusive, authentic, and accessible to everyone. And that environment can be physical or digital. I mean, you already know so much about how we can think about inclusion for everyone. But I thought this next company, which is very known for championing the DEI, the diversity, equality, and inclusion, is worth sharing. I actually read an article not too long ago, and I think that it would be great for me just to share it so you have a better understanding on how impactful um, being authentic, being inclusive, being diverse can actually help the company increase the bottom line and so much more. So this company name is Salesforce. So with Salesforce, it says that known to be one of the most progressive and forward-thinking companies in the tech space, Salesforce has long been a champion of diversity and inclusion. The organization commitment to making opportunities in its ecosystem accessible to all has inspired impressive EDI effort across the Ohana. This is quite incredible. I think that, when companies are embracing accessibility and inclusion, they are actually increasing, earnings, increasing company bottom line, increasing productivity. They have better retention for employees, and there's just so much more. So for this graph, I'm sharing a graph that is on the article from Mason Frank. And so the article title is really Inclusion, Diversity, and Equality. So in one of the graph in this article, it says diversity in the workplace. They are sharing how people are agreeing to some statement or how they are neutral or how they disagree. So one of the questions that they ask is people of all culture and background are respected and valued in my organization. And I love this little bullet point where you can assess what people are really thinking or feeling within the organization. I don't know, but I've been working, as I said, and supporting a lot of incredible company, but I don't recall receiving any survey asking me what I feel. And I think that could be a great mechanism that leaders can employ or use or leverage in organization to have a better sense of where the employees are in their own journey. So here, in one of the first statement, it says 80% agree. It looks like more people understand that the company respect them. I think that they have a lot more. I'm not going to read everything. One of those things that they said also was the workforce include disabled and neurodivergent people. And 48% agree. And that was for Salesforce. So I wonder, have you ever used such a review or such survey in your company to see if the company is really employing, you know, people with disabilities? And if this percentage is very low, it will show you that maybe you need to level up your diversity effort, your inclusion effort. It could be that the problem is coming from, the post for employment opportunities, or maybe the problem is coming from your page for, again, employment opportunities. Maybe the form process is not inclusive and accessible, hence it's rejecting a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, inclusion and accessibility in the workforce, but the door of entrance should be made accessible. I remember a friend of mine, let me just remove this one for a moment. A friend of mine, Brendan Gilbert, he's a person who is deaf. He's a IT manager and advocate for accessibility as well. Brendan told me it took him 9 months to find a job because he is deaf. The day of the interview, the interviewer were kind of surprised that he was deaf, and they were trying to figure out how to communicate with him on the spot. This is not an inclusive process. And also, it shows that this person who was leading was not also genuine and authentic. So they had to make a call based on how they felt about the whole process instead of gauging and judging his abilities, his skills. They stopped at the fact that he couldn't communicate with them. Who is faulty in this situation? Will you say is the person with a disability, or will you say is probably the interviewer? I'll probably say that is the leader in the organization, but this is just me saying. If the leaders was embracing accessibility and inclusion, perhaps there will be policies around, recruiting a more diverse talent pool, right? And with that, there will be a lot of HR with accessibility consideration and so much more. But of course, I cannot just put all the blame on leaders, you know. The interviewer, even the candidate, the HR, and so many people within the organization can bring awareness. And that's why I think that is important for me to have that talk like that, where, everyone has an incredible role in bringing more awareness around accessibility. It's not just the leaders. Leaders are just human like us. So sometimes they can feel overwhelmed because of all the information they have. We just might have to use a proper communication. And maybe I should talk about proper communication next time. Proper communication and proper training to support everyone at the level that they are. All right. So I don't want to hold you for more time, but I hope you got a lot of value from this session today. And I will see you next time. You know what? If you have maybe 2 minutes, I just want to share something quickly. But if you have to jump, you can always come back for to check the replay toward the end. All I want to do is to share. Let me see, where am I? Yes, to share this little graph right here. Where is the graph? This one. So here it says, what are organization top EDI priority? Okay, diversity and inclusion and equality priority. I think it's important for this audience to know about it. Whether you are an inclusive leader, whether you are a professional, whether you are a person with a disability, understanding that this can be a priority in some organization might help you have a better communication for your needs or for how you can support your team. So here it says employee training is 58%, building a diverse workshop is 54%, creating an inclusive company culture is 54%, pay equality 48%, implementing new initiatives. See, that's literally what Sam was talking about, taking a chance. So implementing new initiatives is 29%, publicizing EDI policies 24%, and writing more inclusive job advertisement 17%. I mean, here they have some information I cannot read because of color contrast failure. It says, what? Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can read it from my screen, but I cannot. This is a failure already. Okay, I literally have to highlight this information to be able to read it. Oh gosh. Blind recruitment process 13%. Is it because it's a blind recruitment process that they made the color contrast fail? Doesn't make sense. And I see not sure here, 7%. There you have it. Please let me know in the comment what you thought about today's show, and I will see you. I will see you next time. Bye bye, everyone.